This is a story called The Little Monsters, chapter 139. The kids surprise their parents by sticking to a punishment and doing as they are told. The kids are all on their way to school when Bumpy says, "I don't know about you guys, but I really can't be bothered with school this week. I think I'm going to go to the rundown skate park today. Can I come, Bumpy?" asked Grumpy. "Yeah, of course. Why are you asking though, you daft bat? You know we never ask each other if we can go places together," said Bumpy. "Hey, Bumpy, please can I come too?" asked Kicker. "Can I come too, Bumpy?" asked Stumpy. "Can I come too, Bumpy?" asked Creeper. "Can I come too, Bumpy?" asked Stampy. "Oh, ha ha, very funny guys," said Bumpy. They all laughed and then made their way to the hideout. When they got there, they got changed out of their uniforms and then made their way to the rundown skate park. When they got there, they went on the skate park for a bit and then they went to the bike track. However, after about an hour, it started raining heavily, so they all went inside to the amusement arcade. Excuse me. Whilst they were in there, Kicker spotted a huge building, and when she looked closer, it was an indoor water park. She said to the others, "Hey guys, look, there's an indoor water park over there. We've all got our swimming stuff because we were supposed to have swimming at school. So why don't we go down?" "Yeah, but Kicker, it might not be open," said Grumpy. "It is open, Grumpy. There's loads of people in there," said Kicker. "Oh yeah, I can see that now, Kicker. Sorry about that," said Grumpy. Excuse me. "It's okay, let's go down," said Kicker. They all went down to the swimming baths, and when they got there, there was a massive indoor swimming pool in one part, a massive water park in another part, a massive sports hall and a huge gym. The kids went in and paid, and then they got changed, and then they went into the water park. They stayed there until about 12:30 p.m. and then Stumpy said, "Hey guys, it's 12:30 and I'm hungry, so let's go for some lunch." They all looked at each other and then at Stumpy, and together they said, "You're always hungry, Stumpy." They all laughed, got dried off, got dressed, and then went for some lunch. Excuse me. After lunch, they looked out the window and it was still raining, so they paid to go back into the water park. They stayed there for about 2 hours and then they got out, got dried, got dressed, and made their way back to the hideout. When they got there, they got changed back into their school uniforms and went home. They did this for 2 weeks, and then Mrs. Scott phoned Creeper's parents and spoke to her mum, and she said, "Is Creeper and the rest of the gang okay?" "Yeah, they're all fine, Mrs. Scott." "Why, is something the matter?" said Creeper's mum. Excuse me. "Well, they haven't been to school for 2 whole weeks, Teresa, so I thought I'd ring you and make sure that they're okay," said Mrs. Scott. "Oh, they're okay, but Creeper won't be when I get my hands on her. I'll ring the rest of the parents and get them and let them know what the kids have been up to," said Teresa. Excuse me. "Right, if it's okay with you, I'll bring all the work that the kids have missed over to your house," said Mrs. Scott. "Yeah, that's fine, said Teresa. When Teresa had finished talking to Mrs. Scott, she phoned the rest of the gang's parents and told them about them not going to school. They all arranged to meet at Creeper's house and left a note for the kids to meet them there. When the kids saw the notes, they made their way to Creeper's house. On the way there, they had a feeling that they were in trouble. Excuse me. Hey guys, you know that we're probably in trouble for not going to school. Why don't we pretend that we accept our punishment but do things we're not supposed to do instead? Said Bumper. They all laughed and Grumpy said, "That's a great idea, Bumpy, but we don't know what's going on yet." They all made their way to Creeper's house, and when they got there, Mrs. Scott was there, and Creeper said to her, "Mrs. Scott, what are you doing here? You kids know exactly why I'm here. I'm here because you lot haven't been to school for 2 weeks, and we all want to know why," said Mrs. Scott. Excuse me. "Well, what have you got to say for yourself, Creeper?" asked Creeper's mum. "School's boring, Mum, and we don't see why we have to go," answered Creeper. "You have to go to school or be homeschooled, it's a law," said Creeper's mum. "But school's really boring, Mum," said Creeper. "Boring or not, you have to go. You don't have a choice. All us parents have had a meeting, and you kids are grounded for a month. During that time, you're not to ring each other, meet up, or hang around with each other at school or after school. We've already confiscated your games consoles and games, and you won't be getting them back for a month. You'll do all the schoolwork that you've all missed, along with any extra work that Mrs. Scott wants to give you. You'll all go to bed at 7 p.m. There will be no TV or reading. You'll go to bed and stay there. Is that understood?" said Creeper's mum. "Yes, okay, Mum, we'll do whatever you grown-ups say, Mum," said Creeper. "Did I just hear you right? Did you just say that you'll do whatever we say?" asked Creeper's mum. Yeah, Mum, and we will, all of us. "Please can we have our work now, Mrs. Scott, so we can get started?" said Creeper. "Blimey, what's got into you lot all of a sudden? You guys never accept punishment, ever," said Mrs. Scott. "Well, we will this time, Miss, all of us will, won't we, guys?" said Creeper. "Yeah, of course," answered Stumpy. "That goes for me too," answered Kicker. "And me," answered Stampy. "And me," said Bumpy. "Me too," said Grumpy. "Blimey, there really is a first time for everything," said Kicker's mum. Excuse me. That day they all went home with their parents, and as soon as they got there, they started on the work they'd missed. Their parents couldn't believe it, but they just left them to it. Over the next few weeks, the kids made out to their parents that they were doing as they were told. However, what their parents didn't realise is that they weren't doing any of the work they'd been given. Every day at school they met up where they knew Mrs. Scott and the rest of the teachers wouldn't see them. Most days they left the school premises when they were supposed to be in class. On a night when they were supposed to be in bed by 7 p.m, they put big teddies in their beds and made it look like it was them. Then they sneaked out either by climbing out of their bedroom windows or sneaking downstairs and out of the front door. One day at school, Mrs. Scott asked their teachers how they were doing. Every one of them said that they'd been to every class and made out that they were doing their work, but they'd not handed any of it in. That day, Mrs. Scott got the kids in her office and she said to them, "Why haven't you kids handed any of your work in to your teachers? Miss, we told you ages ago that school's boring, and we really can't be bothered, answered Stumpy. Right, I want all of you to get your exercise books and bring them to me so that I can see what work you've done, said Mrs. Scott. The kids left Mrs. Scott's office and took their exercise books to her. When she saw them, she saw that they'd done all their work, and she said to them, excuse me, obviously you've done all the work that you were supposed to do, so why haven't you handed it in to your teachers? We didn't want them, we couldn't be bothered, miss, said Grumpy. Right, leave your books with me and I'll pass them on to your teachers. In the meantime, you're on lunchtime and after school detention for not handing in your work, messing about in class and refusing to cooperate. You'll be doing your detention in separate rooms, and for the next few weeks you'll be in separate classes in different parts of the school, said Mrs. Scott. But miss, that's not fair. We've done the work, so why are we being punished, said Bumpy. You're being punished, Bumpy, for not handing in your work on time, messing about in class and refusing to cooperate. Oh, and your parents said to tell you that they know you've been sneaking out every day when you were supposed to be grounded. For the next month they will be bringing you to school and picking you up at home time. You're not to have any form of contact with each other at school or home during the time you're grounded. Is that clear? Said Mrs. Scott. Yes, miss, said the gang. Good. Now I'm taking each of you to your classes, so come with me, please, said Mrs. Scott. After that, the kids decided to do their punishment. They had no contact with each other during the time they were grounded. They even stayed in during the month they were grounded, much to their parents' and teachers' surprise. Oops, I lied. Every day at school during playtime and lunchtime they went to the back of the school and hung out together. When they were at home, they climbed out their bedroom windows and then climbed back into their bedrooms through their bedroom windows. Luckily for them, their parents and teachers didn't have a clue about what they were up to. I mean, what's the point of them being called the Little Monsters Gang if they can't actually be little monsters? It's pointless, right? End of chapter 139. Hope you like it, guys. Please remember, if you're watching on YouTube, please feel free to like, share, comment and subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, please feel free to like, share, comment and to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later. Love yous. Bye.